Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Mikhail Anthony. Thank you for tuning in to Kitchen Speakers. Today, I have Chef Howell in the house with me. Well,
Yeah.
via Zoom. What's up, Chef? How you doing?
What's up, man? I'm good. Happy to be here. How you living?
Good, man. I like that shirt. Yes, Chef.
Yeah. Gotta rep, man.
All right. Word, man. So, tell me a little about what you're doing, what you got going on right now.
Right now I'm a private chef in the state of Washington. I bounce around to a few restaurants, but mainly it's been doing that, focusing on Caribbean, New Orleans style street food. Pretty much just been going to people's houses, the Airbnbs, popping up a restaurant, giving them that vibe that they can't get right now, obviously during COVID, but kind of just having fun, man.
Dope, man. That's really cool. So when you pop up to someone's house, they give them a menu and just straight up like private dinner style, or you pop up and people come through restaurant style. What is it?
I do a little both. So mostly it's menus that I write for people. It's like I've been getting people making up birthdays and certain parties and stuff. So I'll write them a special menu for that day. I'll go to wherever they're located, whether it's an Airbnb they're renting for the weekend or they've got a house. And essentially that's turn the kitchen into a restaurant. I bring all my equipment or the equipment I need, big old coolers, and I bring all my dishware and stuff. So I pretty much try to give them that restaurant vibe. Each menu I course it out. So it's either one to 6 courses. The most I did was I did 8 courses the other day, which was cool, but just small bites, kind of serving alcohol, give them kind of that restaurant vibe. And then certain pop-ups I've been doing like a supper club, man. Almost like once a month I've been trying to find a location just to go to somebody's house, pop up, go grocery shopping that day, and just invite people to come eat and kind of just have a good time, man. Have some talk around food, some drinks and stuff like that. So try to keep it casual.
Dope, man. What is you said Caribbean and what else?
Like New Orleans, so like French, like classic French Southern food, yeah.
French Southern. What can you explain that in a little more depth for me?
So Caribbean food actually I took a job right before COVID at a Caribbean Cuban restaurant, which is where I kind of got that reintroduction of that cuisine. But it's mostly, man, I like to use heavy spices, lots of marinades, pickles, things like that. And the Caribbean food, I love working with like plantains, for example. I've been trying to incorporate that like into a lot of food. And then like far as like New Orleans style Southern food, man, it's just this like crawfish, etouffees, things like that, beignets, kind of all in that alley. I haven't like really like dialed in like that mold between the two, but those cuisines kind of transpire between each other as far as like ingredients and spices and stuff like that. So still figuring it out, but those are my points where I try to stick in between, you know?
Yeah, sounds delicious, man. Sounds delicious. I know you can cook because I've had your food, and
yeah,
we met in Seattle, right?
No, we met San Diego.
San Diego, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
At the Chef's Roll event. Which one was that? Because
that was the competition I won, man. Where you guys flew me out. And you met Chef Dre too.
Yeah, but you came to our event, right?
Yeah. That was the convention.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Anti-convention.
Yeah.
And okay, but when I had your food, it was actually in Seattle.
Yeah, the Chef's Roll.
Yeah, Dre was there too, right?
Yeah. He flew out to help me, man, which was dope.
That's super fly, man. That's dope. Yeah. That we can bring that up in another question I have for you.
Yeah.
We'll see if he pops up or not, you know. So what do you call it? Yeah. So you won that competition too, right? Did you win?
Yeah.
Yeah, you won.
Yeah.
Who was fire? Man. So was the chef. You both crushed it. But man, so I can attest to this chef's food. He can cook. It was delicious. And he rocked it out that night, man. That lamb was fire.
Appreciate it, man. That was my first food competition too. So I was like uber nervous, but I was like, I gotta just like show up and and let the food talk. So I I'm still shocked when I look at my trophy. I'm like, man, I really did that. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful. That was dope.
Dope, man. Well, that's a good start.
Yeah, definitely.
I lost my first two, so I actually did the first chef's plate, and I took an L. So, which is good. It made me stronger. And then I did another competition, this taco competition, and I just got obliterated, man. Like, I had no business going up against this chef. Like, what she does is tacos, like scratch everything. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, you gotta test and see where you're at, though, man. Like, it may be a loss on paper, but it's a gain for our experience and like, you know, getting what you need to. You know what I'm saying? Plus, you won and got you get the train with Jonathan Waxman, right?
Yeah. Chef Waxman. So I think those L's, you know, made me fear losing.
Absolutely.
And I was like, I ain't going out. This one's on TV too.
Yeah. Hey, I was watching it for the first time. And I was like, I was trying not to like check your story and like get spoiled and stuff. But I'm like, come on, I know my guys got it. Like, you make some banging food, bro. Like, it's just a matter of time for you, man.
Yeah. It worked out for me. I mean, you know, within the show, you know, it's funny how much they don't put, you know, that gets edited out. You know, there's a lot. Yeah. I was talking trash. They didn't put any of that. I was like, man, that's what made it a little more fun. I was talking trash, like friendly banter. You know what I mean? I was down talking to other chefs, but I was, you know, like dudes making tacos. And I was like, oh, you need some help with them tortillas over there. You know what I mean?
I feel you. Hey, that's the football in me, man. I'm always gonna talk a little trash. Like even at the chef's roll joint, chef was trying to be friendly with me, but I was like, yeah, cool. But I was low key like, look, chill. Like, it's game time right now. Like, I'm not about that life right now. Like,
Word up, man. So that leads me to my next question is, if you were to you're going to go to war, 600 covers, you can only pick 2 other cooks, chefs to go to battle with you. Anyone in the world, who are you picking?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. You know, I'd want to say a bunch of famous chefs, but these chefs that I'm going to name are like the guys that like been with me since like dropping fries days and making salads. So Chef Cool Dre, man, he's a private chef out in Colorado. He's he's answered the call. Like, I'm like, yo, I need you out here. And he's on the next flight, literally. So him. And then, I say my boy Scotty G, man. He's a chef out this way, and he does like karate. He's like into like a whole bunch of stuff. But we've been working together since before I was even a sous chef, before I was even able to like put something on the menu. Like we were working food truck days. So like those 2 guys, I know for sure, no matter who we can go against, like we'd get the job done for sure. So yeah, those are my A1s.
Dope, man. So
yeah. But of course, I would love to cook with like a bunch of famous chefs. Like I'd love to cook, like compete with you, man. Like you make dope food.
Thanks,
like
man.
Anybody like from chefs, or honestly, like there's like too many people to choose from. But I'd have to go with the kindergarten crew, you know.
Respect, yeah, man. No, I you know, you want to go with people you've battle tested with, right? And that you've already been through the fire, and you know you made it out, right? So I respect that, and I agree 100% with your thinking on that, man. So, you know, you think naturally you want to pick, you know, oh, well, I'm gonna
pick
Jose Andres. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. Like, let's be realistic. I like that. I like that answer. No, but if you did pick Chef Jose Andres, I also see why you would. You know what I mean? Like, so, man, so I call this sneakerhead. What do you prefer to wear in the kitchen?
Ooh, depends on what kitchen I'm in. I mean, if it needs non-slips, I'm gonna wear some Crocs for sure. Or Shoes for Crew has been hooking me up lately, man. I forget the brand I have now, but I had the PF Flyers for a long time, and those are non-slip. I like that style, either that or like Chuck Taylor's. But Vans for sure, man. Vans have always been my go-to. There's just one non-slip shoe that they sell. It has like the gum bottom, but those are like battle-approved, man. I've been wearing those for years. Between those and Crocs, depends on what kitchen I'm in. If I'm at my fine dining restaurant, I'm wearing the Crocs for sure because like we got a Crocs crew back there, and everybody's got like a different color, so it kind of fits the theme. But
Tight.
yeah, either those or the PF Flyers for sure.
Yeah, Crocs are kind of hot right now, apparently.
Yeah, they got Croc boots too, man. I seen them. I told my girls like, look, if you give me these Croc boots, I swear I'll wear them every day. Like,
but I used to get clowned for wearing Crocs, man, and now like rappers are wearing them. It's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy. I was
people are so trendy, you know?
Yeah. I remember back in the day, I used to get clowned, like, the whole, what are those? Like, even my nephews would see, I would wear my Crocs everywhere because I was just always ending up in the kitchen sometime. I knew I was going to have to be going to work or something. So I just wore my Crocs, and then I'd always get heat for it.
I've got like 4 pairs, man, 4 pairs. And I got like pins and stuff, and they're all like, people hate, but those, I've never slept in the kitchen, honestly, wearing Crocs. I've never came around the corner, slipped, dropped nothing. So they're, like I said, they're battle approved, man.
Word, man. So what is your go-to cookbook or resource? It could be online via any of that.
I was gifted the LaRue's a while ago, but I've just started like going through the Flavor Bible, which is like one of my go-tos, just to like be refreshed on certain ingredients, certain sauces, what's seasonal, what goes with what. I haven't got any new cookbooks other than that. I mean, I've got like the Bourdain books. I did get the Torques and Black from True Cook's book that highlights like all the Black chefs. That's a good reference book, man.
I gotta get that.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. I've been combing through that and just kind of seeing what all these chefs that kind of look like me are doing and some of their stories, which is dope. And that's helping me kind of like get my food down like on a paper or to a plate and this and that. But the Flavor Bibles is the one book I go to for references.
Dope, man. So tell me about coming up in the kitchen, not, being Black, having, being a minority, also, in demographics to where you're from, where you came up in the kitchens at, because it's probably a little different everywhere, but some of the same.
It's just that view of people, man. They see you as one-dimensional, and you can only do a certain amount of things, like per your culture. So for me, man, I came up like begging to be on the line. I was like washing dishes, and they let me make salads for a little bit, and then upgraded to dropping fries, which I thought was cool. And then realized it wasn't nothing. But you got to start somewhere. But it became like this. I had to like argue my way into a position. You know what I mean? And that was, 1, by hard work. 2 was just trying to like cook good food and cook food that wasn't like fried chicken or greens or something like that. So once I got on saute, man, I was able to like highlight. I can do a lot. I can work with seafood, work brunch, run a kitchen, this and that. But the opportunities didn't present themselves, I would say, as quickly as they could have, or in the certain manners. You know what I mean? Like I'd always have to like fight for it rather than it being presented or like an opportunity come my way. But I didn't really like get that until I got my first kitchen, man. And I got passed up several times for like dudes that were like, I'm gonna be honest, trash, and like I'm sitting there working hard and I've got this face, and like I feel like everybody was like, I'm like what I was doing, but every time I kept getting passed up, and then that person who I get passed up for would do a horrible job. And so I started taking matters in my own hands, man. You know what I mean? Looking for opportunities outside of work to do my own stuff. Looking for any opportunity to like shine or really like try to put somebody in the dirt. You know what I mean? Like like be better than them. You know what I mean? So it became that for a while, and then it just kept repeating itself in a sense. Like I felt I always got passed up. I don't know if it was because I was brown or not, but some people want a business ran by a certain type of style and people and all that. I don't know. It's weird. Not every place is like that, but you can always see some tension, man, and like the littlest things, even if it's not like on purpose. And like you got to be, a person of color. I feel like to know certain things, but it's like it's a daily life that we go through, man. Like even outside of work, and it's online. It's when you're walking in the store, or you know, you head nod somebody and they look at you like, why are you looking at me? Why are you even acknowledging me? It transpires through a lot, man. But cooking kind of helps me like move those barriers, you know, and like I'm able to like put down some good ass food and people are like, oh, you made that? I'm like, hell yeah, you know. So
yeah.
So, but it happens less now that I'm kind of like I'm more comfortable just being me, man, as a chef rather than being timid and being afraid of like you know what people think of me. I'd rather just like get out there and show them. So
yeah, word up, man. What is your weirdest flex?
My weirdest flex? That's tough. I don't know if I have any weird flex. No, man. I think my flex is just cooking. Like, okay, well, I do show up to events and I'm like, I'm humble at first. But then when that first course goes out and people are like really like, yeah, then I started like low key talking to mess, you know what I mean? Like I'll get a little comfortable, shoulders to get loops. Like that's like a weird flex. I know I can cook, but it's like I need that little bit of validation that day to like let me know, like, yeah, your food's banging. Then I'll get into like my little spiel. My girl notices a lot too, man. She goes to my events and like helps me coordinate and like stay neat and clean, and she's just like my conscience. But she notices too. She's like, why do you do that? She's like, why do you act like you can't cook? Why do you do that? And I'm like, man, look, chill. Like, let me live in my moment. You know what I mean? Like, but I think that's my weird flex, man. Other than that, I don't know. I'm getting more cocky with my posts, my titles and stuff. Like, you know, like this is some heat I put out last week. Like, blah blah. Like, you know, I don't know. It's just the confidence, I guess, is my flex, man.
Yeah. Word up. So I call this boiled over.
Boiled over.
Give me an example of a time where you just kind of lost your lid. You can keep it PG or not, you know. You don't have to name any names, anything. Just kind of time where you know, we've all been there. I've been there. So yeah. We're all, you know.
Oh man. Okay, this was like the hardest day in the kitchen, like till this day. This was a few years ago. So we did this thing called Art on the Ave, man, where it's like all the restaurants on this street, bars and stuff, put out like tents, and we're doing specials outside and having drinks, and there's a parade and festival and all that. The chef at the time, man, one of the chefs I got passed up for, or he got the job instead of me. He decided to make our whole menu just like chicken, like fried chicken. And we've got 2 fryers, but we've already got like 4 or 5 items on the menu. Plus he added like 4 or 5 more. So we're literally packed. This is like pre-COVID too, man. So we're packed like cheek to cheek in the restaurant, people trying to get drinks, ordering, people outside, and like every single ticket is like something fried chicken. We're running out of chicken, we're running out of space. The fryers aren't frying because there's so much like flour at the bottom, like it's burning. And we're like, I'm like, dude, like, what were you thinking? And so we're so in the weeds, man. And like, I like lost it. I was like, fuck, you know, super loud, and I had to like go outside. It's my first time there. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix the situation, how to remedy this. Like, we're running out of chicken. Nobody's buying this other food he wrote up. You know what I mean? Like, what do we do? And he was sitting there just like in the window, just stuck. And I couldn't really do nothing. I was just like so mad, man. The servers were asking all these dumb questions, and I just lost it. Like, I just left for 5 minutes. Like, no one knew where I was. I walked down the street, dude, to go get a Red Bull. I just like, that was the first time I like was like, F this. Like, yeah. This is it. This is not it. Like, let me go back to school. Like, and then we got through it, man. Eventually, like hours and hours later, you know, like freaking SpongeBob meme, like 20 hours later. But that was probably the worst day and like the most I've ever blown up. Like, I've had my moments where, yeah, I've cussed some people out, but you know, it's more of like slapping them on the butt, like, hey man, we got a job to do. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the day, dude. I almost like I wouldn't have been cooking if I didn't make it through that day.
I heard that, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that. You know, it's what's important is you got through it, you know, and you cooled off, you know, like I had to just step away, you know, multiple times, you know, in situations. So, or completely, you know, So
yeah.
I feel it, man. Yeah. One of my hardest is just when I worked on cars, and I would just lose my just head. It was just over my head, man. Some of that electrical stuff. So I would go nuts.
Yeah.
Like throwing
I get
tools,
impatient
like,
though, you know, and it's
nuts.
like it's the want to be like perfect moment. That's why I get so frustrated, because
Yeah.
you know, we know what we're capable of, you know, as individuals, but it's hard to really like put that on somebody else right away or expect that from them. And that's the hardest thing, is like expectation versus reality, you know.
And that's, you know, as a father, that's one of the things I'm learning, and that correlates with, I look back at, you know, times where I ran kitchens, and my expectations of, like you said, trying to be perfect and wanting things to be exactly how I do it, and turning out that's not always the case. How it's gonna happen. And now I realize, when I was coming up, and the chefs would refer to us as their children, and I used to get like kind of like, what do you? I'm a grown man, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I'm not your son. What you mean?
yeah, like now I look back like, oh, now I get it even more now that I have kids.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man.
I had one chef, man. He unfortunately he's passed on, man. He had an accident, but he was the first chef that kind of like took me under his wing, man, and showed me like that side of food, that hard thinking, that why chefs are frustrated, and the behind the scenes nobody sees. And like I started to like get why people thought he was an asshole. It's because he was passionate. It wasn't because he was like angry. Like, yeah, he was angry sometimes, but it was the passion people don't understand. You know, they mistake a lot of anger for things we put our heart and soul into, man. And like I think that's why like people get the perception, oh, you're Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen, or blah 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 blah. Like, yeah, he's that on TV, but in reality, like, you know, this is something we truly care about, and we don't sleep over. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna get a little perturbed when somebody walks into the kitchen with a piss poor attitude, or, you know, put something out with like half-ass, and it's like, nah, like I didn't stay up all these 2 weeks writing this menu for you to do that. So it's like, I don't know. That chef made me realize like the care that goes into it. You know what I mean? So it keeps me humbled, you know, thinking about that. So
respect. Yeah, man. I agree with that. That makes perfect sense. Dope, man. So what do you think what vibe do you get from the restaurant scene right now? Where do you think we're going?
Ooh. I think we're on the way back for some people, man. I mean, there's a lot of places that aren't going to open up and are just too much of a hole, but I think we're headed in the right direction as far as the outdoor seatings and the yurts and things like that, at least giving opportunities for businesses to kind of thrive. I'd say we could be heading in the right direction, but the customers and stuff, like they've got to understand it, to come back in slow little increments. You know, like I've been seeing people flood restaurants and are impatient and rude and things like that. When it's like, realistically, half these people haven't been to work or been working consistently like that, or actually dealt with customers. So we're moving in the right direction, as long as people can understand just the little things that we have to do for our chefs and restaurant owners and people in those situations. There's so much stuff that we have to like follow in line with, you know what I mean? That's like out of our control. So it's like, if people can understand that and be patient and be kind and, you know, tip your businesses and things like that, I think we were heading in the right direction. But if we, you know, who knows, man? Because the business model changes every day and every state's different too. And I know Washington, we just got into phase 3, which is cool. So we're at just about 50%. But even that, man, people are just flooding the outside. And I get it, but you know, I'm nervous for it, man, because we can get shut down just and start all over. So I'm nervous, especially for me, because I work, you know, kind of on the fly everywhere. So hopefully we're heading in the right direction. It feels like we are, but you know, people ruin things. Yeah, it's been proven people ruin things. So
where do you see what you got going on with the pop-ups and the private dinners and catering do you want to bring that into a brick and mortar, or do you think that's something you want to just continue doing kind of on a larger scale?
A little bit of both, man. I've gotten some interest in people saying like, "Hey, dude, why don't you get a restaurant? Let's talk about it," or this and that, or get a food truck. So that's the ultimate goal, man. It's always been the goal is to like be the head chef, be the owner of a concept of mine. But for right now, I understand I have to like get my growing. You know, like yeah, I've cooked all over different restaurants, but never really on my own. So for me to do these pop-ups and stuff like that, I'm just kind of building like a little fan base.
Mhm.
And whatever comes first, if the restaurant comes in the next week or the next month, then so be it. I'm going to go forth with it. But like I said, I'm having fun being able to like create menus every week, do something different, kind of streamline, you know, like the Caribbean New Orleans food, but with a little wider spectrum. But yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to open a restaurant with me, like, hey, what's up? Like, like let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, that's been my dream, man, since like growing up watching like Emerald and freaking Julia Child and stuff like that. Like, I want my own something, even if it's like a show, a restaurant. I want people to pull up to my joint. You know what I mean?
Dope. I feel it. I had a pretty rough childhood growing up. So, you know, I like to know about everyone else's, you know, whether if it was good or not, you know what I mean? Like it's important for us to kind of share our stories a little bit. So tell me what it was like growing up for you.
So I'm the youngest of three brothers. So I always had to like wait my turn, man. But I had this pressure to do it right, you know, go to school, go to college, don't get in trouble, don't be like your brothers and all that, man. So I had this burden on me, and like my grandmothers were older, mom and dad weren't really like, they were around but weren't like stationary, you know what I mean? So I was kind of just like learning on my own a little bit. But like my first year of college, man, my grandma started getting sick. Eventually the house that we had, man, got pretty much taken by the bank. Everybody moved out. They got moved into homes. Luckily, I was my first year in college. So I actually wasn't home for that, which was a little heart wrenching. So when I came home, I have a home to go to, you know. This is me, 18, fresh, no money in my pocket, figuring out school. This is way before cooking too. So yeah, I came home, man, had nowhere to stay. So I was like homeless, you know, like pretty much homeless. I had like certain fam, but it was embarrassing, you know, like just not having no place to call home. Mom and dad didn't have a place for us to stay. My brothers weren't really like financially stable either. So I had this burden of like, crap, I got to either get the house back or not go back to school, get a job, this and that. So yeah, man, for a while, I bounced around, no idea. This is where kind of cooking kind of came in a little bit. I didn't have money to pay rent, so I cooked for people. So if I, had a place to stay, I'd cook dinner, or I'd go get some food if I could, if I had some stamps, at least feed somebody. And that was my way of kind of getting by, man. And then all through college, I never was really stable. I bounced from California back to Washington, but I, didn't have a home to come back to. And for a while, I didn't have a key to a house. You know what I mean? So yeah, that kind of was a big factor with me getting into food. It was like, I never will be hungry again. Like
Yeah.
I can cook. I got into a restaurant, man, but yeah, it wasn't until I hit like 23 where I finally got an apartment to myself, and I was like back in school, working in the kitchen a little bit. But it was tough, man. Not having I couldn't stop. That was the thing. I couldn't stop. I couldn't take a second to take off because I didn't have it to do that. So yeah, man, that humbled me a lot, man. Not be able to secure your head on a pillow every night. That was hard.
Yeah, Lord knows I've been there, man. I feel it.
Yeah. Shoot. Well, I'm thankful for the little spots I have now, man. And I try to help out as much as I can as far as the community. And even if I don't got it, I still give it, man. Like, yeah, I know my way out of some mud. Not a lot of people have the opportunity to have somebody, reach out for them and pull them up a little bit. So I'd rather be broke, giving than be sitting here with a few dollars in my pocket, So
yeah. I mean, just 4 years ago, I was on my mom's couch, fresh off in my first executive chef gig. You know what I mean? I'm running a kitchen, top in my mind, doing my best. And then months later, you know, I was laying my head on my mom's couch again, you know what I mean? Like, and then, so to be back here, you know, like you said, to have my home and everything, it's good. You know, I've been homeless several times throughout my life, but like to be where I'm at now, you know, it's definitely a blessing. You know, I mean, don't take it too, you know, how do I say, like, because you mentioned like having a apartment, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, I recommend you getting, like, obviously, get your house, you know what I mean? And give yourself something to grow into, not grow out of. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because you can grow out of things super fast and you're looking for the next, you know what I mean? So that's why, you know, I moved with plenty of space, because we've grown out of so many houses already, just my wife and I. You know what I mean? I got 3 kids, 3 dogs, cat, you know what I mean? So like,
you need a yard or something.
You know, we went from a condo to a rental to a little bigger rental, you know what I mean, to finally purchasing our home. But like, you know, it took a lot of grinding for that. And I think you're solid, man, and you got a solid plan, and I think you know what I mean, you can pull it off. Yeah, definitely get a house, you know. Get the equity.
I need that. I need a kitchen, man. I need a big kitchen. I need a yard though. I never really had a yard either. I mean, me and my grandma worked in the yard when she had the house, and that's what I earned. I was like, I need to wake up and like go work in the garden and cut the grass, like, you know, attend to, like, you know, mine, you know, keep it nice. And like, this is cool, but you know, the apartment, the loft, like, you got people around you that don't really, you know, follow proper living like stuff, you know what I mean? So I don't want, I just want to, like, I just want my own thing, man. Like, even if I gotta like work 28 days in a row, months and months and months in a row, or whatever, to get it done. Like, I'm gonna get it done, man. Like, I got nephews and nieces. I want a big family myself, so they can take over my restaurant in the future, hopefully. So I need them well accustomed.
So how I like to end it off is, what is one thing that you want everyone to know about you?
One thing. That's a tough one, man. I feel like I'm trying to get this job interview right now. One thing, I'm never gonna give up, man. Regardless, any situation, anything I put myself in, I'm gonna find a way out, and I'm gonna excel at the highest level. Like, and I think I've proven that with working my way from dishwasher to a head chef in 5 years. You know what I mean? I think that speaks for it. I'm never gonna give up. This is what I chose, what I love. So when people look at me, and just know you're gonna get the best version of anything or everything I can put out, man. I mean, cooking is it's more than just a hobby, more than a career. It's like a lifestyle. It's my superpower. Man. I mean, I'm just hard worker. That's it. Just a hard worker.
Word up. Where can we find you on social media?
So I am 253 degrees at Instagram and TikTok. I don't have a Facebook. I'm Chef Howell 1 on Twitter. I have all my stuff in my Instagram bio, but Instagram's where you can really find me and connect, like, through all my social media sites. And it'll give you my website as well too. So that's 253degrees.com.
Awesome, man. So 253degrees.com. And people can book you from there?
Yeah, you can book me, check out my seasonal recipes. Once I get them up, it's been a struggle to get this website up, but that's where all my information will be, as far as like upcoming contests, if there's any pop-up events, and like my availability is going to be on there too for the coming months.
Word up, man. Well, thank you for joining me on Kitchen Speakers.
Appreciate you, Chef.
Peace.